Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Anne and on my channel I review foreign international content. Today I'm back to review episode 13 and 14 of this excellent show called Queen of Tears. And oh my gosh, how painful was this? Last week, remember I told you we should brace ourselves. Yep, I had a feeling 13 and 14 was gonna tear us apart, and they sure delivered. Oh my gosh, like 13, they're together. It's almost like they're having a second honeymoon, and it's so romantic and it's wonderful. They're confessing love to each other. She's even telling him, "You are my first love. You are the guy on the bus." I mean, they're going to all the places they visited before, the lavender farm, I don't know, all the kinds of places that is just so romantic. And then now, obviously, the secret was, okay, she can live, but she's gonna lose her memories if she has this surgery. The whole family says, don't tell her, because we know how she is. If she finds out she'll lose her memory, she will never go through with the surgery. But at least she gets to live, right? So anyway, this whole time, Hyun-woo is doing a great job. They're just lovey-dovey. She's feeling happy in the fact that she's got a second chance in life and she can live instead of dying in 3 months or however long she has. And then obviously they finally make it to Germany and he has to tell her the truth. Look, before you go in, I need to tell you the truth. You could lose your memories. And then obviously she's like, no, absolutely not. We all saw it coming, like how she is. You know how her Anne is. It's like one moment she is happy, lovey-dovey, and the next minute she's just like, nah. Like turns around and walks away. Just like he said, you are very hard to predict. One moment you're happy, the next minute you're mad. So it's tough, right? And then they send us into that episode where, in one scene where they're both crying. She's crying, they're praying, they're in the church and they're praying, and then she's crying because now she sees the dilemma of her family, who's trying to convince her, please go with the surgery. I know you lose your memory, but we're here to support you. And now she's really feeling the weight. And then here is Hyun-woo, who's like, if you don't go ahead with the surgery, I'm gonna make it tough for you, right? He's making her jealous by making himself look all really cute, and all the other girls are swooning over him and she's getting mad. But then they're both crying. He's begging her. First of all, I have to say, how much more can this actor cry? I'm like, every other scene, it's gonna send him into more tears. I'm like, enough already. We can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. It's just so heartbreaking. And then now she finally, thanks to the girlfriend of the chairman trying to kill her in the car. That was crazy, right? She sees Hyun-woo crying to the fact that that's how he would look like if he lost her, because he thought he lost her for a minute there. He thought that she was the one in the car and that car's about to blow up. And turns out, thank God, she had left to go buy that 4-leaf clover, the good luck clover, and she was saved. But seeing him sob like that, it broke her. And she was like, okay, I'll go ahead and go with the surgery. And obviously they discuss the idea of, when I come back, please, save this book, read this to me so I can remember who I used to be. By the way, who thought, when I saw that, the angle they're going with, I immediately thought of 50 First Dates. Who has seen that movie? I know that was a comedy with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, where she lost her memory, and every morning they would have to put that tape in where Adam has to introduce himself. Hey, I'm your husband. This is your kids. We're in love. We've been married this many years. When you're ready, come upstairs. We're ready to meet you. Because in the epilogue of 13, that's what Hyun-woo does. He made a video of introducing himself, of who he is to her, how much he loves her. And I feel like this is where this show is going. I believe instead of a death, what they're gonna do is she's gonna lose her memory. And yes, they'll be together. Forget about Mr. Yoon, and I'm coming to him because he's pathetic. And really what's gonna happen is she's gonna lose her memory, and every day they're gonna have to remind her who she is and who her husband is. I'm Hyun. Maybe they even have kids. This is our kids. This is your family. We all love you. And every day it will be a case of they fall in love every day. And she's going to have to be reminded of who she is. So for that reason, I'm happy that the show is going to end happy in the fact that she doesn't die. So to the writers and everybody else, thank you. Thank you that you're not going to kill her. Because I was so worried, like, oh my God, they're going to kill her. She's going to die. She's going to die, right? But thankfully, we see the surgery was successful and she does come out of the surgery. But now, go ahead and break our hearts even more in the fact that he promised, he says, when you go to the surgery, I'll be here. I promise to always be by your side. So when you wake up, this face is the first face you're going to see when you wake up. Oh my God. Here we go. Mr. Yoon shows up because they orchestrated so that Hyun Woo would get arrested for the murder of that broker, a crooked broker who Yoon killed, okay, threw him in the water. And then now somehow they have put the blame on Hyun Woo, who's now being arrested in Germany. Hae-in is waking up, and the first face she sees is who? Mr. Yoon. Mr. Yoon, Mr. Yoon, how pathetic can you be that you want to trick a woman who just got out of surgery and has no memories to love you? I'm like, if pathetic was a picture in the dictionary, that would be it. I'm like, what? Like, so now she's like, are you Hyun Woo? And I'm glad at least he said, no, I'm not. I'm Yoon, and that used to be your ex-husband. And I'm like, that's not the story. Yes, they were divorced, but they're still together. And then here's Hyun Woo stuck in prison or jail. And here comes the first snow, which they promised each other, you know, hopefully we can see the first snow together. And they're both just, it was so heartbreaking, I have to say. It was so heartbreaking. After all they've been through, she's alone over here, and here he is in prison. Another obstacle for them to go over. But the one thing that Mr. Yoon is not banking on is the fact that you can lose your memories, but you never lose the feeling, right? Maya Angelou, one of my heroes, said, people, you may forget what people say to you. You may forget what people did, but you will never forget how someone makes you feel, right? That you don't forget. When somebody makes you feel some sort of way, good or bad, you don't forget. That is what she has. It's the feeling. Did you see when she looked at her finger and she saw that? She was like, her heart started to race. And it's almost like your feeling is coming in like, there's something I'm missing. There's someone I love. Clearly, it's not this person standing next to me, right? And then we saw in upcoming episode, I believe when she sees Hyun Woo, which I'm assuming she doesn't know who he is, her heart races again. It's that feeling. Memory can go away, but the feeling will never go away. So that's what Mr. Yoon does not know, that you cannot replicate that feeling. And that's where Hyun Woo is gonna come back, and I bet you she'll recognize him. I love that part where she asked him, like, how did you used to memorize, like, you know, a lot of information? And he said, I would repeat them, and hopefully my subconscious would repeat them for me, and I would remember. So I'd hear my voice as I'm taking a test, and that's how I remembered the information. And I love that she's going through surgery, and she keeps saying his name over and over and over. And when she woke up, that's the first name she said. So anyway, Mr. Yoon, you pathetic person with your mother. Your mother is willing to kill. I mean, he's like, oh, so you love her more. You're willing to let the business just, all that sacrifice I've done for you for that girl who doesn't even love you. Even the mother is like, she doesn't love you. You're willing to give it all up for her? In that case, I'll take care of it. She went for it, right? Thankfully, thank you, girlfriend. What you meant to be bad, it turned out good for Hyun Woo. The fact that she lives, and then actually that's what convinces her, like, look, if that's how my husband is going to be bawling when I'm gone, in that case, I need to have this surgery, right? Although I'm going to lose my memories, at least I get to have more time with him. So, hey, for that part, great. Now, we saw the mother of Yoon found the secret room before they all did, and she got all that money. I was like, wow, girl did her homework. She was watching them videos, and she figured out, oh, that's where the secret room is, and the button is what opens it up. So I was like, shoot, because I thought for sure the family would get to it before they did, but I also had the feeling like, what if the room is empty? And for sure, the room was empty. But I can now wait for 15 and 16 finale next week, because we're ready for them to be brought down. I can see Mr. Yoon is already losing his mind because, remember, Hyun Woo is setting him up, and I can't wait for them to go down. That'll be great to see. Now, the other person, So Chul and Dae-hae. Oh, wow. She loves him, so she wants to leave because she doesn't want him to get hurt. And the fact that that crazy baby daddy is coming after them. So that's why she wanted to leave. And then at the amusement park, when he realizes they're gone and he is begging, please don't leave me, don't leave me. And people are like, boy, that man sounds pathetic. So you're crying for your wife not to leave you? And then when she was like, he's not pathetic, he actually loves me. You can tell the people are like, well, then what's the problem here? Like, then why are you leaving the dude, right? And she decides to go back. And that part when he said, you want to leave me, where would you go? Where would you go? Oh, Seo Chul and Dae-hae, that is such a touching relationship. The crazy aunt and the villager, cute. Just absolutely cute. She just can't get him out of her mind. That's fun. And she drove herself right to the village. And the way he's like, look, anytime you want tea and mandolins, come, I'll bake some for you. Oh, just cute. I also love that the family was given a bill by Hae-in's dad as a thank you for housing them this whole time. That was great. It was also great to see, by the way, Hae-in's mother, who's also, used to be the ice queen, has really started to warm up when the chairman's girlfriend came to confront Dae-hae about, why are you hiding here? They know that this child is not theirs. And she overheard and was like, this is our child. And why are you out here with the child, and grab the child and put her scarf on the baby, as in like, oh, you think you're gonna use this baby against her? And it's like, look, my son loves her, so she's family. Almost like, don't even try it. Like, we're not gonna let you use that to guilt her. I thought that was interesting. I'm like, oh, she's warming up. That's kind of nice. But anyway, I cannot wait to see the finale. I'm just happy that we're not gonna have a sad ending. Hae-in gets to live. Hae-in gets to live with no memory. And every day it will be just a challenge, just like 50 First Dates, where they just have to keep reminding her who she is, who she was, who loves her, who doesn't love her, but she gets to live. So for that reason, I'm happy we're not gonna have a sad ending. Because first of all, I'm sick and tired of him crying. I'm like, enough. We've cried enough. Oh my God. I'm just like, our hearts can't take it anymore. So I'm glad the writers pivoted that way, because otherwise it was all headed to, she doesn't want the surgery and she's gonna die. And that's how this show ends. But, just loving it. Anyway, what did you think of 13 and 14? Just a fantastic show. I'm just happy how it's evolved. Like I said, when it first started, we're like, what are we doing here? But now, and then here in the middle, we're like, oh my God, it's gonna be a sad ending. But it seems like we're not gonna have a sad ending. It will all be good. It's all good, right? Anyway, if you do like my video, give me a like, subscribe. It does help to support my channel. Please join me next week for the finale of this wonderful show. And I'll see you next week. Deuces.